The monarch begins its life as a tiny egg. Alone on the leaf of a milkweed plant.
My name's Erin Brandenburg. I'm a theater artist, writer, theater director, sometimes producer.
From Amherstburg after Pelee Point, steer southeast by east, strike ahead of Pelee. Then swing into Long Point Bay at the middle of the boat to bear north. Be sure not to run in near them. Quarter of a mile to the Stony Point on the east side. You run in any closer, you can only get 7 feet of water there, which runs at great pace.
I grew up in Essex County, which is like southwestern Ontario, as far south as you can go in Canada. And that, for some reason, well, for many reasons, but it's where I am right now, visiting family still. And it's kind of always been a place that's really captured my imagination and sort of activated my creative, I don't know, instincts or something. So my connection to land is very important. And I always find sort of inspiring the places that we think we know, but we probably don't know at all. And for Pelee especially, it was really trying to understand that and also like share this like joy of this weird little place that I really love. One big thing about Pelee, it's an island, so you have to take a ferry to get there. So immediately you're on a journey. You're like leaving the mainland. You're going to this place where you're kind of, like Erie's sort of famous for its violent storms. And there's usually some kind of weather that happens when we're there. So that's kind of all like part of it and it's also kind of like, I don't know, for me, the caretakers of the island is this just like these natural forces. It's kind of right on the migration path. So in the springtime and in the fall, there's just this like travel of all these creatures that are coming through, and like monarch butterflies gather in thousands before they go to Mexico. So I was like, what we use that metaphor a lot, and Pelee is kind of this thing of like, what a beautiful, these fragile creatures that are born basically to travel thousands of miles across lakes, and they go, in these huge swarms of thousands together, but they all somehow know to gather and then go. I don't know, for me it was a really powerful metaphor of like the fragility of life, but also these forces that kind of help you on your way. I don't know.
Same people out there that killed your brothers are gonna do the same thing to you. You think I can't take care of myself after what I done seen and been through?
Yeah, it's a show that I really love, but would require a huge rewrite and a huge like just re-examination of like how you even do that. How do you even talk about, like, it's hard to talk about history. I've never seen, growing up, a lot of Indigenous history from Essex County, and so it was always like there's nothing here, or what we're finding is these like books, and of course that's not true, and of course like now there's a lot more community work, and then there's a lot more archives that are happening, and like the Caldwell First Nation has a huge presence down there, and it's a very important, and their connection to Pelee and their connection to Pelee Island is like, now it's like I would never even think of starting a project like this without a huge involvement of their community. So yeah, at the time I think we were also questioning a lot of those things, but also trying to figure out, how do you tell it with what we've got, and share these fascinating things that I think are still important. Yeah, it's that line of like trying not to be too precious about things as a creator, but also trying to be responsible. I'm probably failing on both sides.
When it is time, the caterpillar transforms into a beautiful emerald green chrysalis.
Sometimes I think when you're creating something, you're trying to get at something that's intangible, and like, I don't know, it sounds woo-woo, but it's like the secret history or the spirit of the thing. And so that of course is very personal to me and my experiences and will be very different for somebody else. So I think that's kind of what you have to do when you're making art, is like you got to tap into that deeper part. And for me, I guess connecting with land or histories of places kind of helps tap into that. I think the flawed messiness of it all is actually a really important thing for us, because I think there's a lot of fear around feeling like you need to get things exactly right, or feeling like you need to present something that is this polished, not perfect, but just like there's it was the messiness was kind of the point, and the like the holes and the yeah, the just the things that didn't quite fit or work were actually kind of the point of the thing. Not that we didn't put things together with a lot of care and like really worked hard to make that something, but I think like when I think about it now, it was like there was no air conditioning. We were just like sweating. It was this sweaty room in this old dusty theater center that smelled like stale beer. It was full of rodents. I loved that place so much, but like, it's a kind of like, it was very rock and roll and punk rock, and like we just kind of like did it and didn't care. That was kind of great. Yeah, and I think also the, like, even with all its flaws and its sort of blind spots and missed perspectives, there's something into just kind of like trying to capture a place, or trying to understand a place in multiple ways, and trying to share that, which I still really love. So I think that's my summer works thing we need. More
Right.
sweat, more message, more messiness.
Thanks.